What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pod and Play here on NGRradio.com and Nerds Gone Rogue. I'm Corey, and joining me as always is that retro code, Eddie V. Eddie Fresh.
No. Hello, everybody.
Ed's eating dinner. I'm ruining Ed's dinner by making him play games with me.
No.
I'm just kidding. So we are playing Octopath Traveler, one of the premier Switch RPGs. This game really caught our eye at the Switch reveal event and never really let go. And it's a really unique RPG with 8 protagonists that have 8 different stories that all kind of intertwine with each other, and they just kind of move forward. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start a new game here because I want people to see the game from the beginning. Let's see, not the Scholar, where's the Hunter? Let's see here. I don't know who to start with. I guess I'll start with the Hunter. So we're gonna move here and start as a Hunter, because the Hunter is actually my favorite character out of all of them. But
Really?
yeah. So, but Ed, why do we keep talking about this game 6 months after its release, and even after that Switch reveal event was just so eye-catching?
I think it was a traditional looking RPG, and to see that it was a game exclusively coming to Switch reminded people that, it has that old school Final Fantasy vibe, and the look of the characters and the artwork and the story and everything. Excuse me, kind of remind you of the, like I said, the old 16-bit days and even the Sega Genesis days, like Final Fantasy, stuff like that. And then it was the battle system. And for people who recognize the battle system, just like, oh, that's a cool take. I'm like, wait, this is where we default. But improved? Yes. And ever since it came out, everybody was just wondering, what is this? This is a big RPG that's new, that's coming to Square, to Nintendo. Like, this is the second RPG, new IP coming from Square. Before we got like Lost Sphere and the other one,
Lost Sphere and I Am Setsuna were meant to catch people's, they were supposed to catch the attention of people who enjoy these RPGs, and Octopath Traveler just overshadowed them by far.
Yes.
Because they specifically made Tokyo RPG Factory to make old school JRPGs, reminiscent of the Super Nintendo era. And then, the Bravely Default team comes out of nowhere and just knocks it out of the park with this game.
Yes. And it was literally surprising that when the demo came out and people got their hands on it, they were blown away. And then when the new demo came out, they were just like, okay, it carries over your progress. People were grinding, were enjoying it. It came out I think it came out on a Friday or something.
Yeah, it came out the same day as Captain Toad and the day Riley was born. It came out that day, and my parents actually went to the GameStop I had it pre-ordered at, and they picked it up for me on the way to the hospital. Oh man, truly a magical time to be playing games is when you're waiting for your kid to pop out. Oh man.
Yes.
But yeah, man, this game, you can just see the pop-up book style graphics with the pixel art characters. It's just, oh my gosh, I love the way this game looks so much.
So I will remind
you. It's just so beautiful.
On the last hunt, thou gambledest away
and
came back a poorer man than thou left.
It's a game that you're going to put work in, learning the battle system, grinding everybody, unlocking more skills and stuff. And I'm surprised that
Yes, I did make a few
how
wagers.
well it's
None
sold.
of it was hollow.
That people were just like the physical copies are out of stock.
Yeah, they sold out because Square and Nintendo like severely underestimated how much people wanted this game. You know?
Yes, and then when they put more in, the stock sold again.
Yeah, I think
And
it sold out like 3 times
I don't
before
have
stock
high
actually
processing
kept
strength
hold. You know?
beasts. I am quite
And
Yeah.
that's saying something for a game that comes out in the middle of the summer. You know, not even Captain Toad sold out. So
And that was
So cheap
that was a
in the end.
that this summer. I mean, not this summer. I'm sorry,
Eliza
everybody.
had to pay
Uh,
my debts, and thou
2018
eventually
summer
paid me
was
back this last
bumpers
move.
because you just had a huge. You started off with Nintendo Labo,
Promise
even
me
though that
this.
is spring.
No
Still,
more
very
foolish
creative. Everybody laughed at it, but no, people did get into it. Then you just have a cavalcade of games in May. Street Fighter 30th anniversary, Donkey Kong Treasure Tracker. And then you get into, and then some other Switch games. Then you get into
well,
June.
you get Mario Tennis Aces and Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition as well.
Yeah. Oh, all them. Oh, yeah, I forgot about those two. Yeah.
I always forget about Mario Tennis, man, because it just came and went and nobody batted an eye.
But people did buy it and show it off. I thought Mario Aces came in June. I think that's why. But I think that was like what the new IP
Looking after
for
master, he can
for
hardly be
Nintendo
bothered
for
to
May
looking after himself.
was Mario Aces.
What? Sorry, I was listening to the story.
Oh,
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Mario Aces. That was a new IP from Nintendo, or not new IP, new game from Nintendo in May.
Yeah.
Because I thought it came out in June.
Well, I think they had like 3 games or 4 games lined up for May because, Dark Souls was supposed to come out in May and then it ended up not coming out till October.
Yes.
So like May was supposed to be like their big month where they just it was Donkey Kong, Hyrule Warriors, Mario Tennis Aces, and Dark Souls, and then they shuffled some stuff around. What was their June game? They had a game in June.
Was
that Street Fighter? Street Fighter was in June?
No, Street Fighter was in May. Wolfenstein 2 was in June.
Yeah, you're right. Wolfenstein 2 was the June game.
And then I think Hollow Knight was end of June also.
Hollow Knight was out at the beginning of June because of E3.
Okay, so yeah, so we had those 2 games. Then we had Octopath Traveler in July,
From the past.
Dead Cells, Okami in
Thank you for it.
September,
I did not have
and
the leads
I
to
mean
be
in
able to double
August,
that.
and then we and Monster Hunter Generations in August. People thought, oh, we're not going to buy that. Capcom looked in, but just like, oh, people are buying this game.
Well, I think Capcom thought that it wasn't going to sell here,
I am your friend,
and then so many
but I am
Monster
also
Hunter
a knight
fans
errant,
wanted
and
it,
your client.
and then
You would do
especially
well
because
to
like the
forget
Switch was
this.
coming out, Monster Hunter World was coming out,
Yes.
and then Capcom did the cool thing where like you could transfer your 3DS data over and just continue playing on your Switch, right? Which was really cool. That feature exists. So
That's
I
more
mean,
like it.
you can look at the quick look of Monster Hunter on our YouTube page, but like I wasn't that into it. But it's still like, if you like Monster Hunter,
Fear not.
it's Monster Hunter.
Yes.
Taken care.
And
may
I'm
thine arrows
just-
strike true.
In this 40, well, at the time of this recording, that is $40. I got Target, and I was going to get that instead of NBA 2K19, but I'm just like, I want to challenge my boss
Oh,
to
jeez.
A
one.
year hath passed since
Ed wants to
and-
play me in basketball.
Master
That's
could
funny.
only
So,
Harnett,
but
'tis me,
yeah,
revered master.
I
Assist me?
I'm still end up picking it up still because it's on my list of games to get.
Won't bore thee with any.
Yeah, it was just something that I did not expect for it to be that big. And then if you look at September, we had Xenoblade Chronicles, the DLC. We had October with Mario Party,
A beast by the name of.
we had South Park.
And Pokemon, and yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, South Park was Man, there's been so many games come out in 2018. I can't remember like the timeline exactly. You know, like I think South Park was May or April also, right? It was the end of April.
The first South Park one, the Stick of Truth.
The Fractured Butthole was in April, and
It is
then they
April.
released the digital version of Stick of Truth in September, I think.
It amazes my every trick.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
There's
think
just,
so.
There's been so many Switch games, I'm just like, I can't keep track anymore. They just keep filling up my shelf, man.
Yeah, so we just, like I said, we have just a ton of great games.
Yeah. So and Octopath is definitely one of the standouts of 2018. You know, by the time you see this, Octopath was our Switch game of the year. So
Yes.
I mean, it deserves it. You know, it has a beautiful soundtrack. Dude, have you ever just sat and listened to the soundtrack?
Yeah, I have.
Dude, like sometimes when I'm like really tired, I just throw on the soundtrack on their YouTube page and just listen to it while I fall asleep because it's just so like
Relaxing.
calming and relaxing, and it's just a beautiful soundtrack.
But fear not, for in this
Sorry everybody, I haven't really been playing yet. It's still the story.
and so
I'll get there.
Yeah, it just blew my mind, and I'm still putting time in this game. I need to go. I need to come back. That is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I need to come back and work on these games, and they're in my NX challenge. Like pretty much my whole catalog of Switch games are in my NX challenge.
Yeah, well, you saw my list.
Dude, I haven't. I gotta reveal my list. I gotta work on it. Like yeah, I got Gray's out. It's not Gris. I found out I was listening to Game Informer, and they was talking about the name of the game and stuff. But yeah, Octopath Traveler. Now it is kind of sad that we're not getting Kingdom Hearts, and I think I'm fine with that. But I'm like, we got the Final Fantasy collection coming this year.
Yeah, I mean, judging by all the Final Fantasy stuff, I would not be surprised if at some point down the road, maybe not this year, but maybe to fill out a library in 2020, like if a Kingdom Hearts some sort of collection would come to Switch, like the 1.5 and 2.5, or like if they sold them separately, or you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's hard to imagine since over half those games are on Nintendo platforms. Like it's just, I don't know. And I mean, I still think Sora's going to end up in Smash for some reason. Because like with Joker from Persona 5, like that's just, dude, literally everything's on the table now, Well, it's so they kind of got Alright, I'm playing now.
They probably got like half of the main companies in Japan to make a lot of their game. I mean, a lot of characters. Like, Nintendo is known to work with Atlas. But are they gonna bring something from Kobe Techno, like Ninja Gaiden or Karnov from Data East? Like, they have a lot of places to really bring some people that you would unexpect. We don't have a team. We don't have a Kobe Techno character in the game. So who do they literally bring? I mean, and yeah, they could bring someone from the Enix side of things, like from Dragon Quest or something like that. They could do that, but it's just like, man, who do they bring? Who else do they bring to the Smash universe?
Man, I don't even know at this point. You know, like there's so many people that, man, I don't even care at this point. You know, I'm not a huge. Oh no! Wait, what am I supposed to be doing?
Thank you for the honey and stuff. Yeah, but so Octopath Traveler, the gameplay of anybody who's watching this, the gameplay is kind of like Bravely Default, which is that you have an option to attack or defend. Now, reason why I said that option is that when you defend, you are like gaining extra hit points to attack the character. Not hit points as in energy or your health, but hit points as in saving up to get as many turns that you can. So if you save up, if you defend a lot and you save up all these things, you'll be able to boost your attack and hit up to 5 times in a row. If you were able to see what the enemy's vulnerability is, you'll be able to attack them and knock down a number that's in their shield. If you get that shield to 0, you'll weaken them and break their like kind of barrier, where if you have another character who is stocked up, they could do extra damage. So you want to try, you have to make the decision that if you want to attack, you can attack, you'll still build up, but you won't do as much damage. Or do you save it up and or whatever you need, go into the attack and strategize with other characters in your crew to do more damage. And it'll always be up to you on how you want to go about that.
Yeah, and it's also really hard to just brute force your way through this game.
Yes.
It's not like Pokemon where like, yeah, they give you these strategic moves to use, but you want the offensive moves. Where like in this game, like you said, Ed, you have to find the right combination of heroes to like. Some people have to defend, some people have to heal, some people are made for attacking. Like you have to find the right combination and grind out those abilities for them to be effective. And that's cool. Like this is a hardcore JRPG.
Yes.
So, it may not look like it, but it really is. Which is cool. Like I really, it's not like the Bravely Default series was any different. Like those were hardcore JRPGs.
It takes the Bravely Default mechanic, but it's kind of twisted with the fact that with Bravely Default, you could actually turn off the battle system in the game and go through a whole dungeon without encountering anybody until you get to the boss. You so much can't do that with Octopath Traveler. You have to work your way to it. But it's cool that you get to see everybody's what they're vulnerable to attack. So you have more of a heads up than you would in Bravely Default or some other RPGs. So
yeah, man, I really love the way this game looks.
Yeah,
maybe starting a new game was a bad decision because of all the reading.
Right now I'm just grinding. So yeah, it is kind of entertaining to see. There's another thing that I gotta break. Okay, it is kind of entertaining to see how a game like this that pretty much not really many people expected to be such a hit.
Yeah, look, the 3DS kind of became the default home of RPGs, right? There's so many.
Yes.
All the Dragon Quest remakes, there's Final Fantasy games, the Bravely Default games. You can even throw in not technically straight up RPGs, but Fire Emblem and Codename Steam and the Mario and Luigi series. Like, there's so many RPGs on the 3DS.
Yes.
And now that Nintendo's kind of moving not away from the 3DS, but more towards fully supporting the Switch, like
This bodeth ill.
the Switch is the natural progression of where RPGs are going to go. We're getting Dragon Quest XI.
Actually,
We're getting all of the Final Fantasy games. We've got Octopath Traveler. We have Valkyria Chronicles 1 and 4. We have these awesome RPGs on Switch now, where it's slowly becoming what the 3DS and the DS were for RPGs.
And we even got like indie Japanese RPGs that we've never heard of. That's available on the eShop.
Yeah, like all the games that people used to buy Vitas for are now coming to Switch. Like the Atelier series is on Switch. The what do you call them? The Neptunia whatever RPGs. The really niche NIS and Atlas RPGs are coming, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, we even have like Ys and Disgaea 5 and stuff on it.
Yeah, and Disgaea 1 Complete just came out in November, so
yeah, we got a ton of games and stuff, and I think it's good to see that transition in a sense, from like Sony being kind of lead for RPGs, kind of going to Nintendo.
Yeah,
we still get the big grandiose games of RPGs for PlayStation, but some of them have kind of like some RPG mechanics in it instead of being a pure RPG. Like Final Fantasy 15 and soon to be Kingdom Hearts, or by the time you guys see this, Kingdom Hearts. Like, those are some big name RPGs that's on the Sony platform, but that's kind of only the biggest ones in Persona 5. I need to heal.
Yeah, but as of this recording, we don't know yet, but the big rumor is because Joker was announced for Smash, Persona 5. Right now, Reddit's calling it Persona 5R for Persona 5 Remix. Is, probably on its way to Switch. The rumor is they're going to announce it alongside the character release date in some sort of Nintendo Direct. So,
well, I kind of wondered, does Persona 5 need to be on Switch?
Yeah, I would play it if it was on Switch. I don't have time. Look, I don't have time to play 80 to 100 hour RPG on the TV, right? It's just not. As much as I would like to, it's just, I don't know if it'll ever happen. But if it was on Switch, I would have time to play it. Now, would I play it? That's a different story. Would I buy it? Yes. Because, well, you know me and my Nintendo games.
Right. And I think for me personally I don't think Persona 5 is going to come to Switch when we have is this Shin Megami Tensei 4?
5.
That one coming to Switch. Like, we still have that to come out. So I would love to see if Atlas could get Persona 5 on Switch. I'm all for it.
I want Tokyo Mirage Sessions to be ported to Switch.
And you just stole my answer.
Or like a sequel or something. I think it'd be really cool. That's another game that's on my backlog challenge. I need to figure out. I need to make a list of like what order I'm going to play these games.
I gotta wonder what. Like, I'm not starting to. We know we have New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but New Year's Day pretty much. But I'm not starting into that Wednesday, the 2nd. By the time you guys see this, recording these episodes earlier, right? By the time you guys will see this episode, we'll probably been talking about it on AX, on Arsenal X, and Power Block on what we're playing and how things are going to go. I'm kind of going to be starting that Wednesday because I know I'm probably going to have to work New Year's Day. After New Year's Day, bam, that whole Wednesday is the day just for me. And I'm going to go in.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to do a better job of playing games this year. I did not do a great job of playing games in 2018.
Letting us
But you do a lot, so you have to manage what you can. I mean, even before your baby came, you were able to knock out Gears of War squad goals. You were able to do pod and play, and you were still able to do a lot, and did make new intros for the shows, make new designs and stuff. Like, you still participated. No, you did take a break for the podcast. Your boss, you need to take a time for the
thou
podcast.
didst fight with courage.
And so, like, play whatever you can play. You know, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of people who watch our pod and plays or squad goals or trophy hunt. Is it trophy hunters or platinum plays? Like, we all have to balance our time to play
Standest
stuff.
thou against me?
Because we have a life outside of games
Let
in
the
NGR.
hunt begin it.
So, like, there's nothing wrong. I think you did good. You finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider just like I did, so I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that game is great, by the way.
Coming.
Also,
Cannot wait.
that game is the first episode of this season, so I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to record that.
Oh, yes.
Behind the scenes, by the way, of Pod and Play, we're recording the episodes out of order. Because we're trying to, like, Ed and I are doing all the Nintendo shows, you know, by ourselves, but we're trying to get the other NGR people involved, like the Platinum team for the PlayStation stuff. We're trying to get Jesse in here for most of the Xbox stuff. We're trying to get Matt in here for Bloodborne and a couple other things, you know, like we're trying to get people in here to make it feel more like a team-based thing instead of just Ed and I doing it, you know, and you know, we're trying to prioritize based on time. And it's hard. But you know, it's still fun, and you know, Ed and I run the Nintendo team the majority of the Nintendo team, and you know, it's Ed and I have a different love for Nintendo than I think it's safe to say everybody else on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Jesse loves Nintendo too, but you know, his heart lies with Xbox.
Xbox, yeah.
So, you know, I mean, like we said on the Wolfenstein episode, it's good to have a strong
Nintendo
Nintendo library and like third-party games like Wolfenstein 2 and Octopath Traveler, and well, I mean, Octopath Traveler, I guess, is a bad example since it was published by Nintendo, but you know what I mean, like,
yes,
companies taking the time to make games for Nintendo. I mean, look at Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 this year, you know?
Oh,
by Team Ninja. What a weird combination of things that is, you know? So,
yeah, I cannot wait for that game.
yeah, that game's gonna be
That
game's gonna be super interesting to play. I'm interested, like, even if I wasn't interested based on being a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game, I'm still interested based on who's making it and who's publishing it.
right.
Because, like, you know, Team Ninja was kind of down with Ninja Gaiden 3 and everything, but, like, really made a strong case with Neo and now Neo 2, and, you know, they're and, you know, whatever the new Dead or Alive seems to be aiming more at a fighting game community instead of a for lack of better terms, horny teenager community. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to tear that team down. I'm just saying, like, that's what that game seems to have been the last few iterations. And, you know, Neo really kind of surprised everybody when everybody thought, like, oh man, too many people are trying to copy Dark Souls or whatever. And, like, they come out and make this amazing kind of... It's not, I mean, it's along the same veins as Dark Souls, but it's more of a hardcore action RPG that people were really drawn to.
Yes. And I still think...
Letting the hunt begin. Letting my
And
arrow
I
fly
still
true.
think that, you know, with us being part of the Nintendo team, we still play everything from every system.
Letting the hunt begin.
Like definitely me and you were multi-platform gamers. So we do play on Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo because there's a lot of games that we have to cover and talk about. Sometimes the stuff is popular, sometimes it's not. You know, when you guys later on this year, you guys will be able to check out Anthem and The Division, and some projects that's coming up with that, and it's going to be exciting to see. Any platform that you're on, you're going to be able to relate. Even if you are a Nintendo fan, you might not have those games on your system, but I'm like, if you own an Xbox or PlayStation, you'll be able to check out that content there.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's going to be like really cool in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm still defending this stuff. I think I will, which just surprised me back to Octopath Traveler, that we don't have that Secret of Mana remake on here.
It's coming. I bet it ends up coming at some point.
Like, I would love to. I still need to find out how I could get the Secret of Mana physical copy from Japan. I have to go to Play Asia or something.
Oh, the collection?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, hopefully this year I could get into the importing scene.
Yeah, we didn't get Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, which was really, like, it's basically the
If thou wilt.
Hyrule Warriors version of Dragon Quest, you know, but still, it's like, that seems to be a pretty big game for us not to get.
Thou hast my say.
But I'm super excited for Dragon Quest 11 on Switch. Like, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Just
It
because like
was-
a lot of people were really comparing it to Breath of the Wild. We're like, hey, you can kind of go anywhere and do whatever you want.
Yeah, I think for me it was I had to make the decision of holding off of it because I'm like, it's just like I have Shadow of the Tomb Raider and of course Spider-Man and stuff, but I'm just like, it came out such a bad time
Yeah.
for me.
Well, it came out at a time where, like, you know, Shadow of the Tomb Raider for sure, but like the Destiny expansion came out. And,
Yeah.
you know, I ended up getting Madden, which was I still don't know if that was it was a decision it was a decision I made that I am unsure if it was a positive or negative decision yet. But you know, it came out at a time where Assassin's Creed came out, like another game I still haven't finished. Like, you know, it's something, and I was like, you know what? They've already announced it for Switch. I want it for Switch. I am really sad though that we're not getting the cool 3DS version. Like,
Yeah.
the 2D, the pixel art kind
Letting
of,
us begin.
I don't know what you call it, demake.
Letting
You know
my
what I mean?
arrow
Like,
fly and
it was
true.
really cool
Making
because
it-
like there was a 2D version of the game playing on the bottom screen with a 3D version playing on the top screen, and it only
Yes.
came out in Japan, which was awesome. But
maybe. I feel like we might get it sometime. Hopefully soon.
I think it would be cool if it was like an unlockable version in the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. So it's going to be interesting. What we see this year from Square Enix, because I think once we finish with Kingdom Hearts and whatever news they're going to bring up about the Final Fantasy VII remake, it's going to be interesting to see what Square brings to the table this year.
You know what they need to bring is a remake of 9.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
9? Oh, Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah.
Well, it is coming to Switch.
I know, but
you just wanted to have a release date for it, so it could be out. Yeah,
that'd be really nice.
You know what? I think if they brought out Final Fantasy 8, I think I would be a sucker not to get it. I think I would ended up just be like, you know what? Let me dig in and just get this game.
Yeah.
And like truly play it. Cause I'm already gonna get 7. I'm already gonna get 9. I'm already gonna get 12. And I'm already gonna get 10 for Switch. Like I already own these games and beat them before, but you know, to really pass the time when I'm away or if I'm on a train ride or anything, I could literally just pop that game in and bam, play it when I'm on the go. By the time I get to a next section, I'll be already at my destination.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Ed, what do you want to see as we kind of wrap up this episode? What do you want to see from third parties on Switch in 2019? You know, I mean, we're kind of in the midst of 2019 when this airs, you know, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of things to play and everything in terms of Switch. But what do you want to see in terms of third-party stuff on Switch in 2019 and beyond, really?
I kind of want to see more Japanese games. I want to see more Japanese indies come out to America and get the big sales and marketing, because we got Kamiko that came out, and that was pretty much like it that we know of. But I would love to see like more Japanese indies come out, definitely for Nintendo. Because I think when we look at the Western indie scene and them getting you know, big sales on like limited run games or Fan Gamer, or like when they get their physical copies and stuff like that, you know, it's good to see those stories. But I would love to play some Japanese indie games, let that get localized and brought out of here. Like it would be nice to see that. And goodness, who can I think of? Is one developer or publisher. I mean, someone like Nicholas could bring those games out, but it's another developer, publisher that I'm thinking of, and I can't think of the name of it, that could really bring those games out, you know, and pretty much charge like $25 to $30 to cover the localization costs and stuff. I would be down for that. That's what I kind of want to see this year, from a lot of for Switch and stuff, because like until I get Daemon X Machina, there's really nothing else I want to see besides like Luigi's Mansion 3 and some other stuff. But like Daemon X Machina, of course, I'm expecting something like that. I would be surprised if we get an actual kind of Dark Soul-ish game from somebody else instead of the Dark Soul remaster. I would kind of be shocked to see that, and maybe Capcom would do Mega Man 12.
Do you think we'll get Mega Man 12, or do you think we'll get Mega Man X X9 or whatever first.
We'll probably get like X9.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll just alternate. You know, now that with the success of the collections and stuff.
Yes.
But I mean, in terms of third party for me, I'd like to see more Japanese stuff. I'd like to see maybe, that long rumored remaster of The Last Story from Mistwalker.
Oh,
Really like to see that come to
yes.
Switch, and I know Microsoft owns Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey, which I wouldn't. I mean, I know Lost Odyssey is backwards compatible and was free for the longest time on Xbox One. But, ooh, what do you got for me, guy?
Which I wondered, Microsoft publishing some stuff on Switch, like E3, maybe. We'll know something, hopefully. Because I think it's time for Microsoft to not only do what they do best, but I think it would be cool to not only still bring out some strong titles for Xbox One, but bring out some titles out for Switch. Make that crossover.
The Rare Replay Plus that was rumored last year.
Exactly.
That'd be cool to see.
Like it wouldn't hurt anybody, and I bet you Microsoft would still, Microsoft will make a good profit off of it.
Come in, if thou darest.
Yeah.
And still be like, hey, you guys get this a week first if you got Game Pass or if you have an Xbox One or Windows 10, and then following week you guys would get the Nintendo Switch version. And if Nintendo was down, I'll be like, hey, throw some. Of course, y'all gonna throw some money to Microsoft, but shoot, if y'all want to be like, let's throw some Nintendo characters to some of their games or references or something. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
Letting my arrow
wouldn't be
fly
mad
and
either.
true. This
Gotta heal. Fighting the first boss for the hunter.
letting the hunt
This
begin.
beast looks crazy. I really like the boss designs in this game too.
Come
Ouch.
in, if thou darest.
Oh, that's why, because I'm.
Come
That's
in,
what I've got
if
to do.
thou
I've got to.
darest. This will help.
My turn
Come in,
again. Goodbye.
if thou darest.
Ooh.
Letting the hunt
Nice.
beginning.
Yeah, sorry, everybody. We're focusing on battles and stuff.
I know. I just think the boss designs are cool and the boss battles are really cool. I didn't mean to stop talking. I just like we said, these fights are no
Letting my arrow
joke,
fly
even
and
at the
true.
beginning.
Yeah, but I think that's what I would like to see, and definitely, when it comes to E3, we'll probably hear some things that we did not expect. Getting some stuff. We might get some new stuff from Bethesda. We might get some announcements from Ubisoft, like Mario Rabbids 2. We might get that.
Yeah, I mean that is a rumor going around that they're making a second one, which I would not be
Letting the
opposed to.
hunt beginning.
Well, of course, we'll hear something from Capcom with the Resident Evil series and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because Resident Evil 0, 1, and 4 is supposed to come soon at some point too.
Letting
I
my
think we're
arrow
going to hear a
fly and
lot
true.
from it. and maybe something new from EA.
This will help us. What next?
I think EA Activision, I think they really need to bring something to Switch. I think they're literally missing out on making a good, decent profit. Like, I think it will bring people back in their good gracious, in a sense.
Good luck with that.
Come in, if thou darest.
You know,
This will help us.
Not that I would be
It-
like opposed to
Come in,
some
if
EA
thou
games making their way
darest.
over, like Dead Space or Mass Effect, or I don't even know what else I would want on Switch, to be honest. I guess like the old Dragon Age games.
I do have a question though. So we know that Nintendo has
Letting my arrow
kind of
fly
taking their
into
hands off the streaming bit, streaming their first party games and stuff, and they were just like, if you're going to do it, you got to have commentary, got to be positive. Like, they have set rules. Do you think Nintendo could make a business deal with Twitch to be like, hey, if you guys want to stream our games and get kind of get some kind of exposure and stuff, where we could take your stuff
in the hunt
like
beginning.
if you subscribe to Switch, I'm not Switch. If you subscribe to Twitch, maybe for $10 or something per year, or per month or something, to be able to do it, to be a part of the Switch online service. Do you think that's something that could happen? And do you think people will will actually do it and stuff?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think Nintendo is really trying to build something with their online service right now.
Mm-hmm.
I really do think they're trying to build something. Now, is it working right now? I mean, with this, just the state of their online stuff. As of this recording, I think their eShop needs a total overhaul. I think their Nintendo Switch Online NES stuff is a little bit bare bones to be like, I think they are still in an experimental phase. Like I told you on, I forget what we were talking about. I think it might have been one of the episodes of Pow Block. I think the Switch is like in practice, the Switch is exactly what they want it to be, and their online is still in the experimental stage, where whatever comes after Switch is going to be the definitive version of all of this, right?
Yeah.
And not that the Switch isn't a great console, because it really is, but their online stuff is it needs some work, and I think before they start adding even other company stuff into the mix, I think they need to figure it out first. Because like EA Access is a great, it's basically Game Pass for EA games, right?
Yes.
On Xbox, which is great. But I mean, in terms of bringing something like that to Switch, it's like interesting in concept, but I don't. They need to fix some things first on their back end, which they are. I'm not trying to be like a party pooper or nothing, but I would really like them to fix some stuff online before they start adding stuff. But I do like the subscription model idea. Like, I really love Game Pass on Xbox, and I really like the NES stuff. I want them to add Super Nintendo and N64 and GameCube, and eventually make their way all the way up to Wii and Wii U, maybe, possibly.
And I think they're working on it because it's like I you know, people just like, well, it's garbage and it's all of this. I'm just like, you got to think about it. Who are you dealing with? You're dealing with a Japanese company. When have you, as an American, really studied how business and things work in Japan versus what works in America? You're focusing on Microsoft, which is a Western company. You kind of focus on Sony, but Sony is still a Japanese company who is trying to learn from Microsoft and make and compete with them in that manner. But you have never took notice or understand how sometimes the Japanese development in business and how they do technology and stuff works different from there. Nintendo hasn't studied Microsoft when it comes to online. You know, so what Nintendo was doing is like they'll make something that's bare bones, put it out there, and try to let it grow and see what works and what doesn't work. Because if they gave us everything that Microsoft and Sony did, would people still be paying attention to Nintendo Online? To be like to the fact that when you get on Nintendo Online, that it really hurts Microsoft and Sony. Just meeting the not bare minimum, but just meeting the expectations of the other two, you know, for cheaper. Is that going to affect lower sales of games? Is that going to affect you buying more games for Nintendo because they added this basic functionality? And the reason why I say that is that there's a lot of people who play Xbox One and PS4 who sometimes say online they don't like talking to people online or play multiplayer games because of other reasons. I'm like, well, would you still carry that mentality to Nintendo Online?
Yeah, and I mean I think Nintendo's trying to battle that, right, with their online app on smartphones and stuff.
Right.
And you know, I think that's good for some people. It's not so good for others. I really think people now, I think it's gotten to a point where like people our age are playing. If we're playing with our friends, we're in an Xbox party, we're in a PlayStation party, right? We're not like just randomly chatting with people. And I think the systems are set up to do it well that way. And I think Nintendo's doing it in their own way, and you know, it works for some people, but usually you and I, if we're playing Switch games, we're in an Xbox Live party chat. I mean,
yeah, or we're here on Skype talking and stuff. So I mean, there's ways to do chat and game and stuff, but I think a lot of people got to realize, how do you? I'm like, do you take what you do for the other systems? Will you be doing that same thing to Nintendo games? Because if you're a big Xbox fan and Nintendo was doing the same things, are you going to be matching your purchases of Nintendo with your Xbox games? Or are you still going to be playing the same amount of like Black Ops, Battlefield, Fortnite, Monster Hunter, or some of the big online games? Are you still going to be chatting online with Microsoft or with Sony, even though Nintendo has the same offer and offer a lot of games that's not those games, but have that caliber games? Are you going to be hopping on, talking to friends to play that? Because are you doing it? If you're going to do it just like for Smash and Mario Kart and Splatoon, why not do it for Diablo? Why not do it for Mario Odyssey, Puyo Tetris, Undertale, like playing different games and stuff? Why not do that? Or even with the NES games, like, are you going to be carrying that same conversations and teamwork that you do on Microsoft and Sony on Nintendo platform?
Yeah, I think as Nintendo Switch evolves and as their online stuff evolves, I think they're going to learn. And, you know, maybe they've shown some partnerships with Microsoft in the past. I think they're going to learn from them as well. But you know, we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. But Ed, we are approaching the hour mark here on our pod and play of Octopath Traveler. I want to thank everybody for watching. Remember, you can find all of our content on ngrradio.com. Subscribe to youtube.com/ngrradio. Download all of our podcasts, including Nerds Gone Rogue, Nintendo Power Block, Arsenal X, and Nerds Gone Platinum. Check out all of our content and all of our shows. We've got new shows going up on Nintendo Power Block's YouTube page and Arsenal X's YouTube page. Check out Nerds Gone Platinum's YouTube page for all their PlayStation shenanigans. You're going to be seeing a lot more of them on this season of Pod and Play as well. Ed, I appreciate you joining me on this episode of Pod and Play.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment, all that good stuff. And until next time, keep on playing.
Bye, everybody.